One day, a long way from home, inside the Oxford University Library, when the wind outside blew bitterly cold and drizzly rain fell upon those who scurried to find shelter, I carefully breathed in the dust from a 400-year-old edition of Aristotle's Dienema, On the Soul. I thought that book, with its fragile leather jacket, was too treasured and precious for even the touch of the white gloves worn by the librarian. I tried to imagine him, Aristotle, in 350 BCE, sitting and writing the words, thinking how to record the story of souls. But I could only wonder as vague images tried to speak to me through dust motes rising from the thick pale pages. It is not easy to record the story of souls. Our Gudanji Gudjiga grew here with Gudanji country about the same time as our stories, and it was long before paper and words learned to yarn together. I don't know how our mob knew about souls, just that they did, because our stories and our Gudjiga live inside each other, as well as out there across our country and inside our bodies. Those stories and our Gudjiga find their way then through the black and red soil of this earth to the Gurulu within us, in moments when we know to listen to our heart. Our story comes from this country, but it does not often experience the hospitality of classrooms, libraries, or bookstores. I know because I've been in those places. I sat in the classrooms of schools in Queensland in the 1960s and 1970s and have stood in front of them and in other places of Western learning since the 1980s. But our soul-deep stories are rarely located in those establishments. It is mainly other stories that occupy their bookshelves, told in voices that have grown in other places, voices that are new to this place and are yet to learn this country. Our stories are mostly not there. They are located somewhere that is silent and hidden, in memory that is not often visited. Some of those new voices try to tell our story, but their souls do not speak the language of this place, and their ears are yet to learn to hear its stories. Like our Gudjiga, this black soil, red dirt, and those dry brown hills and fresh water tell tales that are little parts of a big story. Many voices tell our story because we do not exist here alone, nor do we walk here without the sacrifice of others. Imagine the terror and the sorrow of that kind of lone story. Imagine the sorrow of living without obligation and without reciprocity in a solitary story. So this is not a story about me. Rather, it is about Gudanji being, becoming, and continuing. Our story is etched into the rocks, and it whispers through the trees, and with our kin who are more than human. The wind tells it, sometimes strolling gently, sometimes bellowing from cavernous, dark felt places, where eyes do not see, and only our Gurulu can feel. Our stories are the memories that scratch and gnaw as we walk and we rub shoulders with the past. But mostly, our stories travel with those big freshwater rivers, always looking to find their way back to that birthing salt water, but still nurturing us as we bend and drink from those same waters. Some of our tangible story can be told in words, and someday, some of it might be warmed by a soft leather book cover and beautiful marbled end papers, like the books in the Oxford Library. But it will not be our full story, because that is too big for words and paper and pages. It lives with our country.